He's one of the best champion in the world, English champion in multiple games. Anyway, everybody knows you. So it's the first time you're going to RAF. What do you think for the first time you're going there?
Yeah, it's nice to be here. I like that they've had multiple games going on and they've like incorporated Marvel, which has the biggest turnout, over 100 players. It's great to see all these communities together. But other than that, standard stuff, I like the way they've set up multiple streams as well, so that everyone can watch their favorite game and from home. And there are a lot of setups here. So if you're just here and you're either in a bracket that hasn't started yet, or if you're out already, you can play a lot of casuals. And I do like that. That's cool that you can just come and meet international players and then spend a lot of time actually getting to play them on their game. So that's cool.
So how do you like the place here? It's been different compared to a lot of tournaments in France.
Yeah, it's big. What is this, like a sports center or something? Like, what is this place normally?
Yeah, it's like the sports center of a big school.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, it definitely isn't like a smaller venue. I've been to Meltdown. Obviously, it's a bar, very different. And yeah, the other venues are always a bit smaller than here. Here is massive. So no, it's great. I mean, I'd like to see more venues like this. Bigger venues with space and air conditioning and stuff. So yeah, no, it's great.
It's different compared to the England scene.
What, the French scene? Yeah, the scene here is different. I think you have a lot more. A lot more of a cluster in your communities. Like there's a lot more super dedicated high level players on each game. I feel, especially like King of Fighters, and I don't know. I think Smash Brothers is a mixture, so I'm not sure about that. But then you have Soul Calibur, and of course you have A as well. So no, it's really good to see. I think that in the UK we don't have as many tournaments. That's one thing. In France you have a lot of tournaments. You have the Meltdown Apocalypse every fortnight. There was one, I think, in Lyon or something recently, and there's another one coming, and there's one in Rouen as well. So it's just like tournaments everywhere. So no, it's really good that you're doing something great, like France is doing something great for Europe, because if it wasn't for France having tournaments, I don't know where we would actually get to train in tournaments in Europe, because the other tournaments are so intermittent. Once every 6 months there'll be something in another country. So I think other European countries should try to copy France a bit more with how they structure their tournaments and how many tournaments they do, because they're doing a great job here on multiple games.
So what would you advise to Republic of Fighters to be, like a major in the world?
Well, my only criticism for Republic of Fighters, then I'll answer that, okay? My only criticism is that on the website it states that you're only allowed to enter 2 games, okay? So you're only allowed to enter 2 games out of the 5 or something, which is a shame, because now it's quite common that players play multiple games. So to be forced to limit your kind of your input in the tournament, you have no choice. You have to play, because I normally wanted to play Tekken, King of Fighters, and Street Fighter, and teams as well. But I had to choose only 2 of them. So you're allowed to enter 2 solo and 1 team. So yeah, and because there's also team tournaments for all the games too. So I think my advice for a RAF would be, if they feel they need that rule, maybe they should consider having the tournament over a longer period of time, or changing the hours to have more hours for the games, because I think it'll be more fun if people can play what they want. You want to be able to train and come for the games that you want to play. So that's my only thing. Obviously, I understand they've got time constraints and they want to make sure that things run smoothly. I understand. And it's not easy to run this kind of event. But as a player, that's how I feel, yeah. So in terms of becoming a bigger major, I think that's always tricky, because you need to consider the timing of your event. If you're going to become a major thing, you need to make sure that you don't clash with any other events, or even if you don't clash, make sure it's not too close to other big events, because it can be quite difficult to afford to travel to many events in a row. A lot of players, not everyone is sponsored. A lot of players go to one event and they'll save up. They'll save money to go to that one event, and then they can't go to an event for a while. So if the organization want people to come to RAF, then maybe they should try and have it at a time where it's not close to any other really big events that people might want to go to before. The other thing is, I think that maybe inviting some, international players, which they are doing, which is great, is one way to increase the significance of the event, because I know that stream monsters and stuff, if they see brackets, if they see, announcements, the first question they're going to ask is who's going, okay? Who is going to be there? Which famous player can I watch at this tournament? Why should I watch the stream, So if they want to raise the the profile of the event, if they want the brand to get bigger, I think they need to look at who is going to be at their events and what kind of event they want to do. You know, there's ESGN TV, which did like a league kind of the wheel system, and then there's tournaments which are best of 3. There's tournaments which have like best of 5 in top 8. There's all kinds of things. I mean, I don't know.
That's a lot of things to do, but I agree with you for the fact that we can't compete more than 2 games. I wish I could train more on DOA 5 and play it, but I can't.
I mean, especially when it's quite hard to get tournament experience nowadays. It'd be nice to know that if you're going to a tournament, you're going to be able to do exactly what you want to do. You know, you're going to be able to play the games you want to play in the way that you want to play them and learn from. Because even if you lose, there's experience that you get from that. So it's actually a good thing that you're allowed to play more because you can learn more. And that's the thing. That's how I'm looking at it.
Thank you very much for your advice and your opinion. Thank you, Ryan.